All right, Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rikah, Borash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the whole elect. And shalom to the Akwaf who are listening and learning. A few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from the GMS Orlando camp, coming at you with another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification. Lord's willing, be edifying. And this is Chaos by Design. So I'm going to play this, Lord willing, it be edifying. Hey, cause this is what's going on, man. This is chaos by design, man.
What we are now witnessing is entirely unprecedented. 300 million Americans are locked down as their country gets raped. Total economic freeze. 32% unemployment and 47 million out of work. Hundreds of millions of workers are sitting at home, not working. About half the country is currently under some sort of a shelter-in-place order. The Fed estimated that nearly 67 million Americans work in occupations that are at high risk of layoffs because of social distancing measures. A record 3.3 million Americans filed initial jobless claims for the week ended March 21, and economists expect another 2.65 million or more to join them this week. And this is just the beginning. This is a unique shock that is unlike any other experienced by the U.S. economy in the last 100 years. The U.S. unemployment rate in February was 3.5%. If it surged to 30% in the second quarter, it would top the highest rate on record of nearly 25% during the Great Depression. We are in for a shitstorm as the pandemic winds down, then hits phase 2, and we end up in a greater depression. This virus was simply a catalyst to shock a broken economy into terminal velocity. The US dollar is going to be tested like no tomorrow. All this stimulus and QE is doomed to fail, and we will see hyperinflation combined with asset depreciation. Go long food and lead. 3.3 million unemployed in a single week, and this is just the beginning of the crisis. Lock and load, because this is about to get post-apocalyptic real fast. Chaos is coming by design. The pace at which Americans are losing their jobs is absolutely breathtaking. The U.S. Department of Labor reports a stunning increase of 3.3 million people sought initial jobless claims last week alone. The unemployment rate in the second quarter of 2020 is at 32.1%. In recent days, so many newly unemployed Americans have been trying to file for unemployment benefits that it has been crashing websites all over the country. About 67 million people work in jobs with high risks of layoffs, including sales, production, and food preparation. In addition, 27 million people work in businesses that require close physical contact, such as barbers and restaurant wait staff. So many newly unemployed Americans have been trying to file for unemployment benefits that it has been crashing websites all over the country. And as the American public sits at home, watching their disaster slowly unfold day after day, and ruminates on where all this money suddenly comes from, they begin to realize that the whole structure of our society is rotten to the core, based on a lie that says money or value comes from the productive industry. In other words, if you work hard then you will make more money than someone who doesn't work hard. The scales of justice ensure your rewards, your prosperity, is equal to your industry. The epiphany slowly arises, and the general populace sees it, they feel it. It expands with a wave of mounting and seething anger. Money doesn't come from productivity or industriousness, it's printed out of nothing by unelected, unidentified criminals hiding in the shadows. What gives them this right? Why is our government complicit in this perversion of morality? Who is going to stop it? Is there any sense in even going along with this corrupt charade any longer? These are the questions that will begin to run through the populace's collective minds as they sit at home and await their $1,200 checks, watching billions and trillions go somewhere else, never to be seen by them. The vast majority, more than 75%, of the $2 trillion in taxpayer monies will go to the already filthy rich corporate CEOs and major shareholders. The little people will get a few crumbs thrown their way and will be expected to be extremely grateful for it. Lots of businesses will be letting go of people and claiming poverty so they can get free taxpayer money. A reasonable estimate of losses from large government programs is 10%. Expect $200 billion of taxpayer money to disappear into some very deep pockets. There is no going back to where we were before. The Fed can make up all the non-existent credit imagination can imagine, but confidence lost won't be replaced. The corporations outsourced our jobs and used debt to buy back stocks to increase the executives' compensation, while the Fed lowers interest rates to 0% to rob the savers and gives unlimited money to the banksters, only caring about stock markets, with no concern of inflation. The people have record unemployment, and they are trying to pay bills to take care of their families. This is World War III, people versus the banksters. Hey, fellow American. You are not going back to work next month or next year. The second Great Depression has arrived. Trump won't tell you, but I will. You won't have rent, credit, or car payments. America has hit an iceberg, and your beach bucket is too small to bail you out. If you don't believe me, call your boss and ask him when you can come back to work.
Facts.
Money has stopped. Drive around your town. What's open? 2 weeks of paychecks have already been missed. Most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 80% of all Americans have less than $1,000. Americans have massive student loans, credit cards, home, and auto debt. That $1,000 is already gone. Try buying food with a maxed credit card and no savings. Life has already turned desperate for many.
Hey, that's why. Hey, if you ain't trusting in, if you ain't coming in the shadow of the Almighty, man, you're gonna be destroyed, man. Okay, if you ain't putting on the whole armor of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Havashah right now, you're gonna be destroyed, man. Okay, hey, this guy from Atlanta Report be going in. Hey, Shalom, Akim, Derek Dennis, and Malak 23, Shalom. Yahweh Bashim Havashah, Bahashim Krakadas, Barakatam, Shalom. This is Isaiah 60 and verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord Yahweh is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and the kings to the brightness of thy rising. So right now, man, gross darkness is covering 2/3 of Israel because they don't realize what's going on, man. Hey, and this clip right here, with this guy going into, man, this is what's going on, man. This is what's going on. Let me go back to this. Let's go back to this real quick. Gross darkness has covered 2/3 of Israel, and they don't know what's going on, man.
I am weeping for my fellow man. For many, many Americans, life is going to be hell in the coming months, possibly years. Something like 3 out of 4 Americans live paycheck to paycheck. How in the world are they going to make ends meet? The courts will be jammed for years with bankruptcies. Corporations are not paying rent. Landlords are being told they can't kick non-paying renters out. And this is when the government introduces the universal basic income. They are already doing it in Italy, as there seems to be no end to this lockdown anytime soon. Many companies and jobs will be gone forever, as the Fed floods the market with fake paper money. This was a planned takedown. They have continually orchestrated these events since December 23, 1913. It is socialism for the rich and powerful. For the rest of us, it is survival of the fittest. A violent psychopath tells you there is an invisible enemy that's going to kill you and your family, and the only way to fight it is to give that psychopath absolute control over your life. And you do it without question. That's why violent psychopaths will always rise to power, a la the war on terror, war on drugs, the new war on pandemics, because you know we have to be on war footing. And it is always the war on us. Do not pay your mortgage. Do not pay your credit card bill. Do not pay your loans. Take your money out of the banks. Take care of yourself. The government will take care of the banks and corporations. You are on your own. This is New World Order full speed ahead. Welcome back to the Atlantis Report. Please take some time to subscribe to my backup channels. I do upload videos there too. You'll find the links in the description box. You will also find a PayPal link if you want to make a donation. Thank you. Approximately 1/3 of the entire population of the globe is currently under some sort of a lockdown order, and that means that hundreds of millions of workers are sitting at home not working. In the United States, so many people are already absolutely sick and tired of being idle at home, but the truth is that it looks like this pandemic is just getting started. People are going to go bankrupt. We are going to see suicide rates increase. We are going to see crime escalate, and people ODing on drugs because of depression. Our leaders are totally closing down the economy. Again, this has never been done before. It's not only Wall Street going down. Main Street went down simultaneously. This is unprecedented. Usually, the markets go down, and then the ripple effects start hitting Main Street. This time, boom, they are both down. It's going to be worse than the Great Depression. It's going to be the greatest depression. 3.3 million Americans just filed for unemployment benefits and the Dow is up 4%. Are we living in a simulation? The Fed has been responsible for 93% of the entire stock market movement since 2008. It is a con. 3.3 million Americans lose their jobs and their livelihoods at the fastest clip in American history. And the stock market laughs all the way to the bank. Yes. That's a sick bunch of delusional on Wall Street. The Dow is a total lie. Check out what oil is doing today after a move up with the lift in the stock markets. Oil is telling us we are looking at a major worldwide economic collapse. The Fed can't manipulate everything. Cheap oil, but yet, no jobs will drive demand down. The Fed's toolbox is already empty.
Let me read this. Let me come back to me. This is Isaiah 29:19. The meek also shall increase their joy in the Lord Yahweh, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, man. And what you see going on is the terrible one is being brought to naught, man, because this is from on high, man. Yahweh is doing this, man. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah is doing this, man. He put the spirit on these devils to do this. This is Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord Yahweh punneth the heart. This Proverbs 20:24. It reads, man's goings are of the Lord, Yahweh. How can a man that understand his own way? You can't, man. The Lord is doing this, man. And it's marvelous work, man. Proverbs 16:9. A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord Yahweh directed his steps, man. The Lord is pushing this, man. Why? Because he's going to get rid of 2/3 of his people, man. But they doing what? As I read in Isaiah, let's go back to this. Isaiah 29. Isaiah 29. Let's read this again. Isaiah 29:19. The meek also shall increase their joy in the Lord Yahweh. It said Isaiah 65:13 that his servants shall eat, right? But 2/3 shall be hungry. His servants shall drink, but 2/3 shall, right, be thirsty, right? The elect shall rejoice, but 2/3 shall be in mourning, man, and sorrow. So again, the meek also shall increase their joy in the Lord Yahweh, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. He said, hey, blessed be the meek, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. Verse 20, Isaiah 29:20, for the terrible one is brought to naught. Who is this? The wicked, man. Okay, the Idumeans. And the scorner is consumed. 2/3 of Israel been scorning. Okay, always Start with the apostles and elders, a great millstone, man. What are scoffers at now, man? You don't really hear them now, man. They like, hey, you can hear a pin drop right now, man. Okay? And the scorners is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, man. And what 2/3 of Israel doing? They are watching for iniquity, man. Because they still, right now at this point, they still don't believe that this is the work from on high, man. They still don't believe it. They still think, oh, things going to get better. Hey, the Lord is pushing beautiful work right now, man. Let's go back to this.
Their final trick is so obvious to everyone at this point that it's laughable. Everyone here knows that a tired trick is called buy stocks. Their solution to every problem that exists. Buy stocks. Get the hook and yank these assholes off the stage before they cause more destruction. So broke we can't afford a gallon of gas and can't find a gallon of milk. Thus America, formerly regarded as the bastion of capitalism and economic prosperity, completes the transformation to fascism. Not with a protest and an existential struggle, but by decree and by debt and circuses that will be paid for by the indentured servitude of our children and grandchildren. The markets, if we can call them that. Because let's face it, when the centrally planned Fed printing presses are used to buy everything that's not nailed down, there's no longer a free market, or all rigged. There are no markets. The Fed prints debt and uses it to buy bad credits in the debt markets and bad stocks in the stock markets, creating the illusion of supply and demand, the illusion of capitalist resilience and wealth. It's all just a facade, of course, since, in actuality, the US economy is a centrally planned charade that Mao and Stalin would have been proud of. Markets are not allowed to go down, and price reality and all that's missing at this point are the 5-year plenums. The engine of capital allocation and price discovery, which has made America the envy of the rest of the world and the beacon that everyone wanted to follow, has been willfully and intentionally destroyed. In a week where millions have filed for unemployment, and the US and world, the economy is physically shut down, the Dow is rallying by thousands of points, even though the situation in the real world from just a week or two ago has gotten significantly worse. The fake resilience that we're witnessing in the stock markets, ladies and gentlemen, is the only symptoms of the economic flu that's engineered to transfer the wealth of the American middle class to the money changers. You'll see no other signs or warnings that you've lost your freedoms and prosperity. This is it. This is not a rescue package, but wealth redistribution on a grand scale, from those that saved and those that toiled and paid taxes to those that did and will do neither. Thus the land of the free and the home of the brave has been replaced with something entirely different. Something that now lives on borrowed time and that looks like, quacks like, and smells like a communist, fascist utopia. What is next in the centrally planned demolition of America, oh dear leaders? Electronic money, where the individual has no privacy and where you can control and monitor 24/7 the compliant population of indentured slaves? Chip implants so that no one may get out of line, lest their access to electronic money, and their ability to buy food gets turned off.
You see that? Hey, man. And this is the ultimate, this is the end all be all, man. The RFID microchip. Now, this is from the brother, Derek Dennis. Hey, Shalom, seek the Most High Kingdom, formerly EP. Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Shak Rakatah. Shalom, brother. This is from Derek Dennis, Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. No, we still here, man. Because we the prey. Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians are the prey, man. It said the noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots. The horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain. And those slain is who? You Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. 2/3, actually. It's and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses, man. That's what the Lord say in Jeremiah 25, and what is that? Jeremiah 25:33, man. That their body shall be from one end of the earth even unto the other, man. It said, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, which is who? North America, Babylon the Great, the mistress of the witchcrafts, the selling nations, the selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts, man. That's who? Babylon the Great, man. The land of the Chaldeans, man. Behold, I am against thee, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirt upon thy face. That's why it's in Jeremiah 49 and 10, he will make Esau bow, man. And I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abomination filth upon thee and make thee vile. And what it say in Job 30? They was vile in the earth, man. Okay? It said they were children of fools, yeah, base men, and they were vile in the earth, man. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile, which they are, man. Cave dwellers. And will set thee as a gazing stock, man. You're gonna be the market, you're gonna be the laughing stock in that day, man. And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforters for thee? Hey, that's tell you in Jeremiah 51. Take balm for her. Hey, if it be so, she might be healed. This place cannot be healed, man. But the point is, they have been made known. Hey, when you go to Isaiah 14, the nation is going to look and say, what? Is this him that made the world as a wilderness, that did shake kingdoms? Are you become weak as we? This them, man. Hey, that got you 2/3 going off, man. You think everything gonna be all right, everything gonna go back to the way it was. It ain't going back to the way it was, man. They are crashing the economy so they can bring in the RFID microchip. Man, I gotta wind this back, man. Oh, let me get the other precept from the brother. This is Dennis or Derek Dennis from Isaiah 66 and 12. It reads, Salak, Isaiah 65 and 12. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that within I delighted not. And that's 2/3 of Jake, man. The water, con. That's 2/3 of Jake, man. The brother Derek Dennis also had Ezekiel 7:25, which is a fire precept. It reads, Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief cometh upon mischief, and rumor be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest and counsel from the ancients, man. Right now, we got time, man, to put on the whole armor of the Lord, man. We got time. And as I tell you in Ecclesiastes 12 and 1, see the Creator in the days of thy youth, man, while the evil days come not. But Jake ain't gonna do it. Hey, what Jake do? They wait till the last minute, and then they want to get on board, man. And just like Noah's Ark, it's gonna be too late, man. It's gonna be too late, man. Let me run this back a little bit. Let's go back.
So that no one may get out of line.
Hold on, I ain't go back far enough. Salak. Cause this is happening, man. Oh man, what did I do? Computer messing with me, man. Okay.
Dear leaders, electronic money, where the individual has no privacy and where you can control and monitor 24/7 the compliant population of indentured slaves? Chip implants so that no one may get out of line, lest their access to electronic money and their ability to buy food gets turned off.
Revelation 13 to 16.
Education camps, where you brainwash those that still believe in the Constitution and those that refuse to submit to your totalitarian utopia. At a time like this, the words of an unknown sage from 1933 ring especially true. If the American people ever allow private banks to control the issue of their currency, first by inflation, then by deflation, the banks and corporations that will grow up around them will deprive the people of all property until their children wake up homeless on the continent their fathers conquered. I believe that banking institutions are more dangerous to our liberties than standing armies.
Hey, that's why. Hey, you heard what he said, what their fathers conquered. This is Isaiah 14 and 21, man. Hey, because payback is coming, man. Isaiah 14 and 21, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will raise up against them, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord Yahweh. So, hey, payback is coming, man. Galatians 6 and 7. Whatever you sow, you must reap, man. Thus saith the Lord.
The issuing power should be taken from the banks and restored to the people to whom it properly belongs.
Hey, and that's to who? Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, which it will be, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. Jeremiah 30 and 17. Salak. And it reads, Jeremiah 30 and 16. Therefore, all that devoured thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. Let me go back. And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord Yahweh, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tent, and have mercy on his dwelling places, and the city shall be builded upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. Now let's get this. Because the Lord say he's coming to avenge you, man. This is let me see, what is this? This is Zephaniah 3 and 18, I think. Zephaniah 3 and 19. Behold, at that time will I undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halted, and gather her that was driven out. Who was driven out? You Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, man. Okay? It reads, and I will get thee praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. Who was put to shame? Us, man. Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians, man. Verse 20. At that time will I bring you again to be a part of the Hebrew Israelite heritage. You got to be a part of the seed of Jacob, man. You can't just say, oh, Jesus loved everybody and we can come in now. No, man. The Lord said, at that time will I bring you again to where? To the land of Israel, man. Jerusalem, okay? And at that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gathered you, for I will make you a name and praise among all people of the earth. The other 17 heathen nations, you're going to know in that day that Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, Haitians is over you, man. We are the chosen peoples of the Lord, man. A royal priesthood, a holy nation, man. A peculiar people. It reads, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth. When I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, man. So judgment is due, man, and it's coming. Let's get back to this. It's only like another minute and a half. I gotta run that back, man. Just a little bit.
Admit to your totalitarian utopia. At a time like this, the words of an unknown sage from 1933 ring especially true. If the American people ever allow private banks to control the issue of their currency, first by inflation, then by deflation, the banks and corporations that will grow up around them will deprive the people of all property until their children wake up homeless on the continent their fathers conquered. I believe that banking institutions are more dangerous to our liberties than standing armies. The issuing power should be taken from the banks and restored to the people to whom it properly belongs.
And that's going to happen, man. That's going to happen, man. Okay? As a matter of fact, Isaiah 14 and 1, it reads this. For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Jacob shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Now hold on. Let's get this. This is Job chapter 20 and verse 10. And it reads, his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. What he just said, let's run it back. Hold on.
The people of all property until their children wake up homeless on the continent their fathers conquered. I believe that banking institutions are more dangerous to our liberties than standing armies. The issuing power should be taken from the banks and restored to the people to whom it properly belongs.
And it will be, man. Okay? Job 20 and 10. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods.
Think about what is happening here. Without the Fed, the deadwood would be cleared out on a regular basis. Good businesses would survive and thrive. Bad businesses would fail. Nothing to prop them up. Instead, what we have is a system in place that will ensure big businesses with connections will survive, regardless of how well they are run. It makes sure that everyone with connections is bulletproof. They cannot fail. They can take whatever outrageous risks they want and know that the Fed will be there to make them whole. They are already wealthy, but they get fabulously more so in each successive crash. They love crashes because it allows them to feast at the Fed trough each time there is hysteria. This is how our financial system now works. You work hard to make money. The rich get their money made out of thin air. Why play a game that's rigged against you? It's one thing if it's like it is in Vegas where you know the odds are against you, but it's an entirely different thing when the other side is telling you all the rules are there to ensure a level playing field, when in fact they are there to make sure you get skimmed, extracted, and screwed until you finally die. This was the Atlantis Report.
Hey, man, that's all facts, man. And we see, hey, the elect know, man. And as we keep saying, the apostles and elders have prepared us for this for years, man. They've been preparing us for this, man. Okay? We have been prepared for this for years, man. 30 plus years. The apostles and elders have been pushing this, man. And we see it happening. Right now, we see this thing is taking flight, man. This thing is taking flight. So let's go back. Come back to me. This is the brother got a precept. This is Revelation from Derek Dennis, Revelation 19 and verse 2. And it reads, it said, for truth and righteousness are his judgment, for he have judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and have avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. Yeah, man. So we about to be avenged, man. So all we gotta do is hold on and keep the faith, man. But you see what's going on. They pushing this because they're trying to bring in this RFD microchip, man. Because they say we are just cattle. And they want everybody chipped, man. So they can keep track and know what you're doing. But ultimately, man, this is about being a ruler, man. Having slaves, servants, man. But the Lord said, when you go to Lamentation chapter 4 and verse 21, it reads this: rejoice and be glad, O daughter Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy sins, he will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So he said, the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. So these devils trying to put a chip in everybody so we can just be their cattle. But the Lord say, we will no more go into captivity, man. Now it's time for the hand to turn. Now it's time for these devils to go into captivity, man. Yeah, man. Let me see. So yeah, let me get this. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9, it reads, if any man have an ear, let him hear. Get this understanding, man. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with a sword must be killed with a sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And the saints is who? You Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians, man. The elect on this side. This is the saints, man. These are the saints. These devils got to pay, man. They got to pay, man. And they will pay. This is Psalms 149 and verse 7. It reads, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written, man. It was written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Why they finna be bound with chains and fetters of iron? Because of this, man. This is Genesis chapter 9 and verse 6. It reads, whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shedded. For in the image of power made he man. Whosoever sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. Okay? Let's get this. Numbers 35 and 33. It reads, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defiled the land. And the land cannot be cleansed by the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it, man. Who came over here and slaughtered Native American Indians? Conquistadors and the Spaniards, man. Okay? Precept to that, Habakkuk 2 and 12 reads, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. How they established North America, Babylon the Great, and all their cities thereof? By iniquity, man. Rape, rob, murder, and pillaging, man. Okay? This is Exodus 21 and 16. It reads, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Aren't we still today found in the hand of the oppressor? Yes, we is, man. You can't leave North America without a passport. And if you be gone too long, they will throw you in chains, man. Okay? You leave here and don't get back before your passport expires, you will get locked up, man. We are not free, man. Okay? And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death, man. So guess what? These devils got to go into slavery, man. They're going to be put to death for what they did to us, man. And all the 2/3 of Jake that love these devils, the Lord said this, man. Proverbs 11 and 21. You want to stay joined to them because you went to school with them? That's your best friend? Guess what, man? You're going to die with them, man. Proverbs 11 and 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be established. Isaiah 13 and 15. It reads, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword, man. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, man. Their kids gonna get dashed to pieces before their eyes, man. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished, man. Now I say before they get put to death, they're gonna see their kids die. I just read that. Let's read about them. This is Psalms 137 in verse 9, right? It reads, happy shall he be that taketh and dashes thy little ones against the stone. So we're going to take their children and dash their kids against the stone, man. The same way they did us. It's a happy shall he be that taketh and dash thy little ones against the stone. So when you read Isaiah 13 again, in verse 16, it say, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, man. So before they get put to death, they're going to see their kids get put to death, man. You see that? Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished, man. Why? Because you're rape, robbing, and murdering, pillaging. The wickedness that you've done to Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian Haitians, man. The Lord is bringing your world down, man. That you do not fill the land with cities, man, because you are wicked, man. This is Malachi chapter 1 and 3. It reads, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished when they was in the caves, but we will return and build the desolate places, which they did. That's why Isaiah 14:21 say, prepare slaughter for his children, that they do not rise nor fill the face of the world with cities, man. Okay, because they filled the world with cities, man. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, which they did. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. That's why Isaiah 41 and Isaiah 47:1 say, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah have indignation forever, man. The Lord hate these people, man. And the only reason he put them up to show his power, man. The same way he did with Pharaoh. Let's read this. Isaiah 29 and 16. It reads, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say unto him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say unto him that framed it, he have none understanding? So when you understand this, and then you go to Romans chapter 9, verse 22, it reads this. What if power, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known and do it with much long suffering, the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction, man? The Lord made these devils to be the wicked of the earth to show his power, man. And he what? Psalm 17 and 13, man. He made them to be the whooping stick for the nation of Israel, man. For you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, the Lord chose them to be the wicked of the earth, man. To bring judgment to you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. Okay? Glad the scriptures say, man, hey, they can't get right, man. They was made not to get right, man. They was made to be the wicked of the earth, man. Isaiah 26 and 10. It reads this. Let favor be shewed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness, man. They can't learn righteousness. They are the wicked, man. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly. They over there in the land, how they living? Wicked, man. They have gay parades every year, man. They over there fighting. They over there fighting these Palestinians, okay, for land that ain't even theirs, man. They shoot missiles back and forth at each other, man, over land that's not theirs, man. But the kingdom of heaven is supposed to be established already. That's supposed to be the land of righteousness over there. How, man? Where King David at? Where the angels at, man? They're supposed to stand at the four gates, man. They're over there living wickedly. Why? Because they can't learn righteousness, man. Their only job was to come on earth and be the wicked, man. That's why it's called the seed line of Cain, man. It's them. When you go back and read about Tubal Cain, what was he, man? Artificer of weaponry, iron and brass, man. What was the blessing for the wicked? To live by the sword, man, and had a dominion over the earth. This is them, man. Reading again, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord Yahweh. Why? Because they was made to be the wicked, man. This is Isaiah 25 and 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people. Who put the covering cast over all people? Esau Edom. And the veil that is spread over all nations. And you see who control the congregation, who control the churches through the 501c3 charter. The wicked do, man. As I say, he put a veil that he spread over all nations. Now, when you go to 2 Corinthians, was that chapter 11 and 22, it reads this. No, Salaki, that's not it. 2 Corinthians 3, if I'm mistaken. 2 Corinthians 3 and 14, right? It reads this. 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 14. But their minds were blinded, for until this day remained the same veil untaken away in the reading of the Old Testament, which veil is done away in Hamashiach. But even unto this day, when Moses is read, the veil upon their heart. You see, so this same veil is covered. That's why 2/3 of Jake don't understand the scriptures. That's why they ain't accepting the scriptures how they supposed to. Because the Lord let these devils put a veil over them, man, with the reading of the scriptures and who you are, man. It said the Lord said He would destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast of all people. He told you what? You are Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian and Haitians, that we are spicks, spooks, porch monkeys, wetbacks, and savages, man. Proverbs and bywords, man. Okay? Who did that, man? The wicked did that. Told you that you were black, you colored, you Negroes, you African Americans. How can we be African American? How can we be African Americans named after two so-called white people, man? It don't make no sense. But that's the veil of the covering of all people, man. That's why the Lord say gross darkness have covered the earth, man. Let's read that again. Isaiah 60 and verse 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. Why? Because Job 9:24, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked, man. And gross darkness the people, but the Lord Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Who doing this, man? The wicked. Okay? And now they finna really come down with great wrath because why? They running out of time, man. Let's read this. This is Job 21 and 21. It reads, for what pleasure have he in his house after him? There's going to be no pleasure when they're done away with. So they're going to do it now. When the number of his months is cut off in the midst. You see? His number is already cut off, man. This Job 14 and 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. With who? The Most High Yahweh. Thou has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So knowing this, that his bounds he can't pass, this is what he's doing right now. 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Why is he doing that? Revelation 12 and 12. This is why he's doing it, man. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you. Just said the same thing in 1 Peter 5 and 8. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he know that he have but a short time, man. They know they got a short time. So what they about to do? Come down with great wrath. Listen to this. 2 Ezra 16 and 69. It reads, and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. What burning wrath? The wicked. Revelation 12 and 12. They coming down with great wrath, man. 1 Peter 5 and 8. They like a roaring lion, man. Seeking all who they may devour, man. Why? Because they are running out of time. The Lord gave them a cap on what they can do, man. They can't do. Hey, that's why I tell you, read this reading in 2 Ezra 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols, which ultimately is the RFD microchip, man. You see? Why? Because they out of time, man. These devils can't do no more than what the Lord have given them room to do, man. They ain't running out of time, man. So what they're gonna try to do? Push it heavy, man. They coming in like a flood. That the scripture tell you, right? Isaiah 59:19, man. They coming in like a flood because they are out of time, man. They out of time. And the only thing that they can do is bring these different calamities, which is the Lord that's doing it, man. The Lord put the spirit on them, right? Proverbs 21 and 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it so how he will, man. So the Lord is doing it. Why is the Lord doing it? To kill 2/3 of you jakes, man. That's the whole point. Because he don't care about the heathen nations. Con, brothers and second Ezra. They should be like madmen sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Right, con, huh? Right. Shalom, shalom. How about Shema Bashar Brakatham? Shalom, everybody on the comment board. Shalom. This is the brother Derek Dennis, 2 Thessalonians 1:6. Sin is a righteous thing with power to recompense tribulation to them that troubled you. And who troubled us, man? Okay, we over 500 years of trouble, man. Being troubled. Who been doing it? Esau Edom, man. Esau Edom. The Idumeans, man. As a matter of fact, let's get this. Galatians chapter 6 and 7. It reads, be not deceived, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, is not marked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to the flesh, shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the spirit, shall of the spirit reap life everlasting, man. Hey, you come back in your lot, man. As it tell you in Ezekiel 18 and 20. Let's read this. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. And this talking about you 2/3. You Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, Haitians, man. Okay? Because everybody got their lot they got to play. And the devil, they have their lot as well, man. It reads, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. So if you was wicked in your previous time, you're going to be wicked now. If you was righteous in your previous time, you're going to be righteous now. That's why I say the father should not bear iniquity for the son, right? That's why Isaiah 14:21, when we read that to you and say, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of the father, you are your forefathers coming back, man. Everybody come back in their same family lot, just in a different body, man. Understanding that? Judgment. The Lord said what he laid to the line, man. This is the Lord is coming back with great slaughter, man. Great slaughter. And what you devil had did, and it ain't what you doing now, you trying to, the whole duty for these devils is to destroy Jake, man. Because we know the scriptures say that we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. And in Matthew 24 and 22 say, let's read that. Matthew 24 and 22. Except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, man. You see? So the Lord is shortening these days for the elect of Israel, man. 2/3 is going to be destroyed. As it tell you in Zechariah 13 and 8, man. The Lord got the angels holding back the four winds until the elect gets sealed. When the elect is sealed, and like Apostle Hobbs, he say he believe the elect is already sealed, man. So when the Lord sealed the elect, if they already sealed, that's why these things is happening, man. You see this big chariot that these devils been showing, man, that's out there in space. Yahushua coming, man. He's coming, man. They showing a big, gigantic chariot that's bigger than the earth, man. And it's on the way, man. They showed it, man. I know everybody done seen it. It's coming, man. Right here in Matthew 24 and 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, man. So all you gotta do is hold on, man. Hold on. It'll tell you in Ecclesiastes, man. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can pull that real quick. Let me see. Ecclesiastes 5 and maybe it's 4. Let me see. Shalaki. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and 28. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, shall fight for thee, man. So that's what we're doing, man. We striving for this truth unto death, man. Even if it take that. Because guess what? Even if you die in the name of Yahweh Shema Shah, the scripture tell you that the dead shall be raised first, man. You see? So hey, even if you die, man, you just gonna sleep a little minute, man. And you coming right back. And what? In them glorious angelic bodies, man. Let me see. This is 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. And it reads, For power have not given us the spirit of fear, but of, I'm gonna read it. For God have not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind, man. So knowing this, you're gonna do what, man? Stay diligently praying, man. Praying, praying, man. When you read Isaiah 62 and verse 6, you read this. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, keep not silent and give him no rest till he establish and till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. And you better be ready, man. Hey, because the battle is coming, man. Let's get this. Ezekiel 7:14 reads this. They have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready. That's what we do constantly, continually, putting up videos. But none go to the battle, and you ain't putting on the whole armor of the Lord. For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. Who? 2/3 of Israel. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. We got a pestilence right now. It's called coronavirus, man. COVID-19. He that is in the field shall die with the sword. You're gonna be gunned down, man. By who? The martial law troops. And he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. You're gonna die of starvation, man. Ain't gonna be no food. Hey, it tell you in Lamentation. Let's get this. Lamentation chapter 4 and 9. It reads, They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. It's better to die by one of these Gurga troops, one of these soldiers out here. They bringing in these different soldiers, these troops. It's better to die by the hand of a soldier than to die from hunger. Let's read again. Lamentation 4 and 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away stricken through for want of the fruits of the field, man. So, hey, a lot of Jake gonna die by famine, man. You're gonna starve to death. And the scripture just read, it's better to be killed by gunshot, man, than to die with no food, man. Because that's a real grievous death, man. And the Lord already got that judgment for 2/3 of Israel, man. It's already written. Let's get Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 16. For the leaders of this people call them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. Who lead you to destruction? Your pastors is, man. These bug out 2/3 pastors is lying to you, man. TD Snakes and Theft Flow Dollar, they lying to you, man. Geo Jennings lying to you, man. For the leaders of this people call them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. Therefore the Lord shall have no joy in their young men, neither shall he have mercy on the fatherless and the widows. For everyone is a hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. For wickedness burneth at the fire. It shall devour the browse and thorns, and shall kindle in the thickets of the forest, and they shall mount up like the lifting of a smoke. It say, through the wrath of the Lord Yahweh of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be what? Buzzword, as fuel of the fire, man. You're gonna die by intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. You're gonna burn alive, man. Especially when you take the RFD microchip, which is the mark of the beast. It said, through the wrath of the Lord Yahweh of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother, man. It's gonna be class wars out here, race riots, man. The scripture tell you in second Ezra that a neighbor is going to spoil neighbor for lack of bread, man. Again, it say, and the people shall be as fuel for the fire. No man shall spare his brother, and he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and shall eat on the left hand. And they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm, man. This is coming, man. This is a prophecy that's coming, man. The brother put up Isaiah 3 and 11. Woe to the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. Yeah, man. That's why the Lord said, hey, you're going to be left to your own thoughts, man. He said, even the evil of your thoughts, the Lord going to bring upon you. That was from Derek Dennis. This is the brother again, 2 Ezra 10:22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And that's a precept direct to Lamentation 4 and 9, man. Hey, that's beautiful, brother. The water for the precept. Hey, the water for everybody tuning in on the comment board, man. Hey, the water, sister Shalom, sister Yahweh Shema Bashar, Bashim Crocodile, to the Aquas that's on the comment board. Hey, so Lord willing, edifying. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rikah Kodash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the occupants pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Aqua who are listening and learning. The few sisters who are listening and learning. Hey, Lord willing, edifying. Till next time I say, oh, the brother Dennis, Derek Dennis got a precept, Isaiah 34 and 5, which is a fire precept. It reads, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Yeah, man. Hey, and when you go into the people of the Lord curse to judgment is who? The wicked, man. As a matter of fact, before I close out, I gotta read this. This is Proverbs, the precept, the brother precept, Proverbs 3 and 33, I think. It reads, the curse of the Lord Yahweh is in the house of the wicked. You see? Just say these are the, he said his sword shall be bathed in heaven, it shall come down upon Idumea, the people of his curse to judgment. Hey, what he told Satan in Genesis 3 and 14, thou art cursed above all cattle of the field, man. He said, on thy belly shall I go, man. You're gonna be the lowest, you're gonna be the basis of men, and you shall eat dust all thy life. Dust mean represent what? The confusion. What is Babylon the Great known as? Confusion, man. Okay? Babel mean confused, man. Okay? So Genesis 3 and 14, the Lord say, on thy belly shall I go, man. You're gonna be the basis of man, and you shall and dust shall I eat all thy days. Confusion. Where were these devils scattered at Billion City? What did they confuse people, man? What you got here in this great melting pot? A bunch of confusion here in Babylon the Great, man, and around the world, right? So it say Proverbs 3 and 33, the curse of the Lord Yahweh is in the house of the wicked, but he have blessed the habitation of the just. So we know according to this, Proverbs 3 and 33, and according to Isaiah 34 and 5, that link with Malachi 1 and 4, the curse is who? The wicked. Who is the wicked? Esau Edom, man. You see? You can't make this up, man. Right, they're the devil, Diablos, the deceivers. Yes, so Lord willing, edifying. Till next time, I say shalom. The water once again for everybody tuning in. Hey, may Yahweh Bashima Washai bless you and your houses, man. And like I always say, when you're entering, when you got to go out and get certain things for your house. Hey, wherever you go at, man, in any Walmart, in the Publix, in the Costco's, Sam's Club, wherever you go at, man, family members, whoever. Always, when you walk through the doorframe of a house, man, you can go read it in Luke chapter 10. Always say, let peace be to this house, man. Wherever you go at, let peace be to this place, man. Because a lot of things going on, and we got to stay protected on Yahweh Shema Shah. Always say, let peace be to this place, wherever you go at, man. The Lord will edify, shalom. Stay prayed up, Akim. Akwaf, stay prayed up. The water, the water, the water.